It took a lot of out of me to not say something. I just understand that I'm not gonna go and say things yet. I was on a call with a bunch of people, and to see this trash to try to counter reality. First of all, they try to vilify people. Like I said, I've never been perfect, but here is how they try to vilify me in regard of things that they want me to feel guilty about coming from people who do what they do. First of all, I'm a target individual. I'm a TI. You've heard the TI, the target individual. We are being used as human subjects, but governmental entities. These governmental entities are CIA related, DoD related, and they use subjects of all sorts, women, men, children, for the purpose of developing this technology. Then they create this psyop where they want you to believe something else. And to be able to cope with the reality of what they do, they try to vilify you while they're in a program that can do some of the foulest things you can ever hear. They torture even babies. I was on the call, right, after these perps wanted me to feel guilty about certain things. You're going to see the videos, but let me have this a pre-video for that. First, they tried to make me feel guilty when I was in college, early 20s. I had a party, and this young woman and somebody else were arguing. I asked these people, hey, especially the one that was being argumentative and aggressive toward one who was trying to calm things down. I was like, hey, can you stop? Can you calm down? Like, quiet. I didn't even say stop. I said, can you calm down? Can you hang? Can you chill? Can you relax? She looks at me, mad as I ask her to quiet down, to not even quiet down, to calm down. She looks at me, throws her drink at me. Immediately, I grab her by the collar, open the door, throw her out. As she falls down a little bit, there's like a little bit of like padded stairs, right? And so she fell down for 2 stairs, come up, walk down. Walk down. She was normal and healthy. I saw her walking down. I go back in the apartment, and the poor girl who was being aggressed by this girl, she apologized because she's like, all you did is just ask to calm down. And all of this happened, right? Now, this girl, obviously, I reacted immediately. And that's my reaction. It was just quick. It was just like my reaction. Threw her out. Nothing happened to her. She was not injured. She just walked away, and just her ego was what perhaps was hurt. But besides that, she was healthy and she walked away. They started making me think, but you injured her. It's like, no, you didn't injure her, but you could have injured her. And I'm like, first of all, I know what they do to women. In a few videos, you're going to see a few things here. I know my purpose on earth is for something besides being a human subject in this program. It's because these people have been exposed for the reality of what they're part of. And so I have people involved in the nastiest thing you can imagine, trying to make me believe that Ash should let them escape in their fantasy in a program where they see what they've done to children and women and be like, oh, you pay for that. And so who should pay for this destruction of these women? Their life is destroyed. And by the way, they injure them in many ways. Even their legs, you'll see pictures of that. Their faces injured, burned. They are destroying these women even physically, and their children. You've heard the testimonials. So you have these people telling you that, and you're like, what? And I have this woman, she's just kind of weird. She goes into something, and she's like, oh, they're gonna rape you. I was like, I'd rather get fucking raped. Because I know what you're trying to do. You think this torture is gonna escape from what you guys do to women. And then they bring, injure. Try to make me think of this woman I keep bringing up, Courtney. Unfortunately, I looked for this woman, but there's no way I could find her because my interaction with her was very minimal. I met her once. We met together. We had something together once, and then I saw her later on just quickly at a nightclub or something like that. And I kind of ignored her, like, just because I was just still in college. I wasn't trying to be in anything serious. But there was this interaction, this moment, this interaction, and even moment, I should say, we were together, we got together sexually. And we had this moment, and the next day, we, something happened, right? And it was during the time of, you know, and so they were trying to make me think, oh, first of all, they're like, oh, you should have done that, whatever. I was like, okay, well, it's for her to say that, first of all. And I'm not going to, I don't know who you guys are doing these things to people. Like, I'm not going to, who are you to tell me that? Right? You guys, this person is still alive. And I started looking for her because they're like, oh, no, that was rape. I was like, listen, those people talking to me are people who literally are destroying women using rape tactics. They're using rape systematically. How do I know that? It's because I heard the testimonials that you've heard too. Sexually raped for 3 years on a daily basis. And they're trying to pretend like they're doing it for her. But the thing is, after this morning, we had a conversation. We talked. Matter of fact, she came back to asking me if I wanted to join them for breakfast. I was too broke at the time. I said no. Well, I was in college. Okay. And they're like, oh, what you did to her. I was like, oh, man, I truly tried to find her. It got to the point where it's like, no, she's pregnant. She has a child of yours. And then, no, she had an abortion. No. Every time is a different story. Matter of fact, they brought a black woman, gave her a white wig, and it's like, that's her. During COVID. Now, these people are trash. And they're like, no, you injured her. Okay. Are you trying to say that, okay, do you know that they have injured women sexually? Where they were refused rape kit? This woman that they're talking about, Courtney, it's a name I'm making up, came back for breakfast. Came back asking me for breakfast. If anything, if she was in pain or whatever, I don't think she'll come back to me. But I'm not saying that whatever I did, I'm not going to have people involved in what I've just heard. Torturing women and destroying their life. Rape them systematically. And yes, those women are also calling out the fact there's a lot of females involved in this. But somehow, going to let this trash involved in a program like that, doing these horrible things. Matter of fact, I'm seeing this guy, this client, and this woman try to look at me. I'm like, what? Where you look at me when you hear this testimony of women? Try to, like, as if, like, do you not, what? Do you think you who involved in this? Where's the looks when you hear, no reaction. Matter of fact, they try to block it out. Block out the testimony of women they fry and rape. Like it's nothing. Matter of fact, they even try to block out the mass shooting. And they try to make me think of this woman, I'm going to call Brittany. There was this moment with, not even a moment, there was me and we had a party and so things happened and, nothing ended up happening, but it was just that, and they were like, oh, I ended up talking to her the next day and whatever, but it seemed like she didn't care much about it. And I found her. I found this woman because I knew her actually longer than just a night or whatever. I knew her. I know her. I said, hey, how's your life? Oh, my life is great. Living my best life. I was like, okay, is everything okay? Because I'm like, you guys are destroying life. Let me go talk to this woman that you're pretending like you're doing it for. They were so mad that I went and talked to this person because they wanted to pretend like they do it for her. Like they're so mad. That's what you did there. It's like, let me go to her. If she wants, but coming from you, trash, who dare to torture babies? Never. They wanted to keep up the psyop. So, for me, is to understand that these people are doing their best to maintain this psyop. They are raping women, destroying their life, targeting individuals of all genders are being fried up. And then they try to create this psyop of being feminists, of being avengers. And they're going to rape you. Just like they're raping the way they rape this woman. I'd rather get raped every day of my life, to be honest, to then involve myself in a program where these horrible things are happening to these women. And we know the CIA has been trying to recruit this woke-like situation or try to create this fierceness about them. It's like, oh, you're going to pay. Like Mariana is paying. Like Amanda Miller is paying. Like Liza Baker is paying. Like Cassandra Lewis is paying. They are killing and destroying women's life. But I have the audacity to think that I'm going to let them escape. Can you imagine somebody who is involved in a program like, imagine Hitler. I'm just giving, or some leader that is, or some that is in a program that is out here systematically raping women and children and doing horrible things to torture children and to rape women, do all the, and like, oh, you're going to pay for that woman there. She, you know. I was like, what? What's her name? No. You who is killing and torturing and raping this woman cannot talk for her. Let me find her. Finding out she's living her best life. No. You cannot be killing and torturing people that are even women and children and being trying to play this fantasy because your gender gives you permission to that, to do that. You delusional trash. These people, and the only people who tell me pay are the same people in the program killing and torturing women and children. Can you imagine? And they think I'm going to let them live their fantasy? And they tell me how they're going to frame me. You frame because you're trash. You torture women and children. That's what you are. Nobody else but you want me to pay because you are in a program that tortures babies and women and causing mass shooting. And you work for governmental entities where there's filled with pedophiles. And then manipulate people in this pedophilia type of torture. And it's like, no, we mapped. Trash ass. From this country to other countries, these people have been rampantly torturing women and women, not for nothing though. In reality, they're doing that for the purpose of getting the result. The result of this technology, the result of this program in order to improve and develop this technology. And to see a woman who's like, oh, you're going to be raped, and she smiles, she's like, trash. I'm listening to a woman who's being raped. She can't even take a shit because her anus is being destroyed. Do you think I'm going to let you live your fantasy? Who are you? You're in a program that does these things and you think I'm going to let... If you're a woman who cares so much about women who've been injured and whatever, why are you in a program here that is who's injuring women and torturing women, children? You're delusional. This mass shooter, and you're going to see the video, he killed 18 people. He was being pushed by people like them, trying to make them accept, no, it's you. You do the pedophilia type of torture. That is also validated. And this man lost his mind, killed 18 people. Now there's this GoFundMe where there was this man with a 2-year-old baby. The GoFundMe is to help his burial and his baby. Trash. Where are you so angry about that? Because you know now this program has not only destroyed this man's life, but this child is going to be affected. Well, these bottom feeders are cowards who are playing femme fatale feminists where they would they were rats. This Courtney or Brittany, if she was put in this program. Trash. And try to speak for that woman. Do your frame. But if you think I'm going to let you think in that escapism of the fantasy, oh, you're going to pay. Asshole who torture women and children. Pay. Never. When I scream, I get raped. When I scream or I get raped, I torture, whatever, I know who's doing this thing to me. I'm doing this thing to women. There was no fierceness about this. This is what trash we were even scared to say, Roy Moore. And so when you try to pretend like you're doing for Brittany is living her best life. How's Amanda Miller? How's Cassandra Lewis? How's Wendy Brown? How's Leslie Crawford? Trash us. And for Courtney, unfortunately, I can't find her. But I can reassure you that I'm not even a speck or nothing in her mind. But if I was, it's no point for me to even think about me finding her. I'll never. I actually literally early on, when they were trying to make it sound like they're doing it for, I started looking at, okay, where I used to live, she was a neighbor of mine, so if she was there, maybe I can find a way to, and I keep hearing that, oh, find her. It's like, I can't. That's why they were trying to waste my energy. Because I didn't want people involved in these things. And I actually, at the time, I didn't even know. I was like, who are these people? Let me find her. She's still alive. Let me find her. Because she can, but people are like, who are you guys? Now I find that on top of that, these people torture women. And all along we try to play this, she's never. So my scream, my death is not going to change anything. I'm glad that before that happened, I get to see the reality of things. And people who try to come up with that, like looking at me, I'm like, look at me when I'm listening to this testimony about what they do to women. When they get raped every day. I rather get raped. They think the torture, the more torture I'm going to experience, the less of reality they're going to live in. No, I'm going to get raped. I'm going to bleed. I'm going to be stabbed. I'm going to be all of that. And you still torture in the program. You still in the program that torture women sexually. Even children being sexually tortured. And a lot of women, defenseless women, are being tortured in this program. Destroying their life. And then they even calling out, there's a lot of females involved in this program. As in V2K. You know, your torture, say Roy Moore. You know these people are trash. And then I see this client who's like, I'm going to sell my children to. I say, where are your children? No, you're going to let this trash sell their children. And they hype them up. Trash ass. To all my target individual, nobody's perfect. I know that there's nobody life I've even impacted ever. As much as they try to create different narration and stories. I'm not perfect, but it's never going to come from people who literally have destroyed lives of even children, of women. And try to counter that, but try to disorient you and diverge reality. Not only they do psychological torture, but they actually do physical torture. They injure people, including women and children. They handicap people, including women and children. So, for me, I'm just thankful for this moment. That I was able to see things for what they are. Desire, this retardation. You're trash. For those women who look at me like, oh, for pregnant, what? Well, look at me when I'm listening to what this woman is going through. Look at me when Lisa Baker said she's getting shocked in the rectum. Look at me. Look at me when Mariana said that she gets so tormented, so tortured sexually that she can't even use the restroom. Look at me. No. They try to block our reality. Don't worry, reality comes. You know what's my prayer? I thank God, first of all, that as I never involved myself in this. Thank God that I'm not involved in a program where I'm trying to block out the reality that there's a lot of women being tortured in the ways that you can't even understand. Then try to make myself pretend like I'm a good person. And try to vilify somebody and say, we're doing it for this person, but I'm in a program that is killing and frying and destroying lives of so many women, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to block that out, but say, oh my gosh, what you do? And the beginning, you're nothing. This trash, and I can't even say Roy Moore or anything else that I'm restricted to say. Let me say that because I think I heard something else. I can say Roy Moore. You get it? They are trash, and they know they're trash. They wanted to escape into a fantasy, pretending they did not for corny, for bringing. Oh, you're going to pay for it. Can you imagine? When they torture women this way, these people who have destroyed life, some of them have done it more than once. Some of them have experienced doing this to women. And they're working right there, and pretending, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot let these people live their fantasy. Death comes to all of us. It's going to come one way or another. I'd rather die with this dignified way. It's going to be painful. But I'm hearing this trash who's scared that I'm saying something. What if I come and like, hey, Mark, I know you torture, this program torture women and sexually torture them. I know the psyop. There's a lot of females involved in that. This trash, they don't get to be seen. That's why they can be fierce. I will never let you guys escape. For all the women that you guys have tortured, pushed to suicide, who knows how many of them ended up killing themselves? And then you try to look at me as if you want me to normalize this nastiness that you do to people. For bringing a woman that you fry, thankfully she's living her best life. Thankfully she's not a target individual. Trash. Target individuals, do never subscribe to these slow lives.